What is going on, everybody? We bought yet again another Mini Cooper. We did a couple videos with the last one. We still have it. So Brad and I started to flip cars together, and we bought a 2010 Mini Cooper with a bad engine fixed up, and he loved it so much that he bought me out of it. And that was the red one that we did a couple videos on. And now we have this one. This one fell into our lap. This had... the previous owner said it had a timing chain malfunction. So it's got 150,000 miles, and he said the timing chain went up. We bought it for $1,000, and we went to start it, and it just turned, would not fire. The last car we had, the vacuum pump locked up, which pretty much grenaded the entire timing side of the engine and broke the bolt on the cam. It was pretty catastrophic. This one had no damage whatsoever. It just wouldn't fire. And since we have all the tools to build this engine, we put the Mini Cooper timing tool on the engine to see if it was out of time, and it actually wasn't really out of time, like maybe 1 degree off. So we don't think it was the timing chain, but we did pull the engine, took the head off, and all the valves were leaking. I put WD-40 in all the ports, and none of the valves were seating. So we think it was just a carbon buildup issue because this thing had a ton of carbon buildup in the head. 150,000 miles, and he didn't do regular oil changes. So now we have the head off at Napa, getting new valves and seals put in and all cleaned up. So we are going to be flipping this car again, and we do have the engine back here on a stand. We kicked Moser's 306 off of the engine stand, and this is the Mini's engine. It actually cleaned up pretty well. All I did to clean these cylinders and pistons was WD-40 and a rag. They were completely black with there was loose flakes of carbon in here when I took the head off. There was so much carbon in this thing, and so we got it cleaned up. Everything looks okay. You can even see still the factory cross-hatching in the bores. There's a little bit of crap on there because the WD-40 dripped it down, but when you wipe these cylinders with a towel, you can still see the factory cross-hatching. So I don't think it's a piston ring problem. Pretty sure it was just the valves. So when we get the head back, we'll slap it on here, put the engine back together, and before putting it in the car, we do have access to a low RPM, high torque drill that we'll put on the crank of this thing and turn it and see if we're getting compression with our compression gauge. So that way, we don't put the engine in the car and it'd still be bad. But we are doing all new everything. Basically rebuilding this engine except the bearings down there because they don't need to be done. But head gasket, head bolts, you know, the works, we're doing it right. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll sell this thing. I don't plan on falling in love with it. And Brad already has one, so hopefully we do flip it and make some coin. And it is sitting on my new car dollies that I got from Harbor Freight. They are the Daytona jack dolly thingies. They are fantastic. So if this car needs to move so I can get the 300 out, you just push it. Doesn't need to drive. These things make it super, super easy to move a car around. I highly recommend them. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but they make your life a whole lot easier. I mean, look how easy it is for me to move this. I'll just grab on the tow hook and pulled it. Makes life super, super easy. Highly recommend them. So we did a little bit of wrapping on the back. I'm trying to experiment with vinyl wrapping. The bumper was really scratched up. The previous owner pretty much destroyed that part of the bumper by putting cargo in and out. So to cover it up, put some carbon fiber vinyl on there. It's not perfect, but it's better than a ton of scratches. And while we were at it, just to get a little bit more practice, we vinyl wrapped that and the emblem, because the emblem was pretty much gone. I mean, you know how Mini and BMW emblems are. They last about 4 days. So this is a fun little project for us. You know, we're fighting the quarantine here by trying to flip cars. And yeah, I don't think we're going to do any other major work to it. Just the engine build. We do have to do an axle. And then I'll probably put a Fred Tech trunk light in here too, because I make a light for the Mini Cooper. And then hopefully we can sell it. It is an automatic, but it is the turbo. So it's still a fun little car. Let me know what you guys want to see us flip next. Do you think we should keep doing minis because we got it down pat now, or should we branch into something else? I have an itch for a 3rd gen Camaro. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what vehicle you want to see us flip next. That is reasonable. Can't do a Lambo. So yeah, that is our new Mini. There are now 2 in the family, this one and the red one. Brad is daily driving the red one and he absolutely loves it. Hopefully we can get this thing fixed in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The head is at the machine shop now. We're just waiting on them. And then this thing should hopefully be driving again soon. So that is a little update on that. In case you guys are wondering, I know some of you asked about this Mini. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. And now you know. See you next time. Bye.